Hi Scorpio, welcome to the Tarot Translator. My name is Ariel and I am here to do a timeless love reading for you, the sign of Scorpio. So this is going to be a collective reading, which means that not everything that comes out today is going to necessarily resonate with you. Please take what does and leave whatever is not for you for somebody else. But hopefully there's some messages here that do resonate for you and that help you out in some way. So to get started, I just cleared out the energy. Let's jump right in. We're going to do a major arcana card. So from this smaller deck right here, we're just going to see what the overall energy or theme of this reading is going to be for you. And we'll keep coming back to this board I've got here with our overall messages at the end. So for you, what popped out is the Magician. Funny enough, that is the card that popped out for Libra. So the Empress is actually face upright as well. So Empress and the Magician, both, I'm going to take both of these because the rest of them fell face down and these two fell face up. So let me explain to you what these mean. With the Magician, it talks about an energy of being able to manifest what you're going towards. And because it came out with the Empress, this can mean either you are in your Empress energy in the moment, which is a very creative energy. It can be interchanged with the Emperor. So if you're a male watching and not a female watching, it can very easily be interchanged as the Emperor energy. But the Emperor and the Empress in the tarot, I always say, are like the Mac Daddies or like the queen bees of the tarot, because they're all four kings wrapped into one. They're all four queens wrapped into one. There's nobody above the emperor or the empress as far as the suits go in the traditional tarot. So with the Empress coming out along with the Magician, that's giving off some really powerful manifestation and really powerful like new birth energy, right? So something coming up that's like either an idea that you've had if you're working for a company and you've had some new ideas that you want to share or come to fruition. It's definitely saying that that's something that can happen if you've been manifesting your ideal partner, somebody who's truly aligned with you and who is like of the same caliber as you. You've done the work to sort of discern what your ideal partner is, what they look like, the boxes that they need to check off, and you could certainly be manifesting in that capacity towards a romantic relationship. Let's go ahead and grab one of these cards really quick and see what you get. Okay, so you've got Dances on One Foot, a Balancing Act, card number 9. And that's a really pretty card. So it's showing this sort of like woodland fairy dancing on one foot, doing a balancing act. And for me, that card always sort of gives me this vision of somebody who's been multitasking, juggling, right, for a very long time and feeling like I can do it all on my own. And Scorpios a lot of the time do resonate with that energy where you're very, very independent. You're incredibly smart and you are able to sort of have a vision for yourself and not just like dream about things, but actually make them happen. So balancing on one foot can tell me that while you're manifesting all of this like ideal life, ideal partner, ideal things that you want for yourself in your current situation, maybe it's saying that you need to remember that it's okay to ask for help at times, right? You don't have to do it all on your own. Scorpios can have a hard time trusting people and allowing others in their private, personal thoughts and world. And that can sometimes lead to burnout, you know? So when you're always balancing on one foot, remember that you've got 2 feet and that it's okay to utilize both. In any event, let's move into a angel number card for you. And this is just going to be a card that is short, quick message from the universe in the current energies to hopefully give you some guidance that further clarifies these overall themes that we've got going on here so far with the Magician, the Empress, and then the balancing on one foot energy that we have. But I am very much getting this concept of like somebody who is very capable of doing it all, but the reminder is you have to do it all by yourself. So let's see what pops out here for you. Thank you. Okay. So we got the card 6666, great blessings, self-love, boundaries, good vibes, wisdom, understanding, letting go. Nurture yourself, your needs, your desires, and your boundaries. Let go of things that are weighing you down, make space for something meaningful, and expand your spirit to all the areas of your life that bring love, opportunity, or a job to squeeze in somewhere. An opportunity or a job to squeeze in somewhere. That big love, opportunity, or a job to squeeze in somewhere. So this is aligning with what we're talking about here. There's some sort of great blessing that you are manifesting into fruition. in the current energy. And it's saying that you need to like remind yourself that you have the wisdom, you have all the tools you need, like the magician does, to bring about, give birth to whatever that Empress idea, that concept, that energy is, Emperor, Empress. But also remember to hold firm to your boundaries and to weed out what doesn't serve you. But at the same time, allowing for that great opportunity, that big love, or that new job to squeeze in somewhere. So that's reminding me of that balancing on one foot. Like, you don't need to do it all alone. It's okay to tell the universe that like, you want help, right? It's okay to say like, I can't do it all by myself all the time. I'm gonna grab one more card here just for this love reading. And this is a message of love. These are really pretty cards that came out super jumpy. Okay, forgiveness. Stop focusing your energy on past events, for life is too precious to waste. You create your reality by what you think, dream, and imagine. So that's a really powerful and beautiful message. And if I'm being completely honest, Scorpios, I love you, but you do have a tendency to hold on to things. You have a tendency to, if somebody wrongs a Scorpio once, they're never going to forget about it. They're not all, so there's like high vibrational Scorpios and there's lower vibrational Scorpios. If you're a lower vibrational Scorpio, you're probably not watching a tarot card channel, but if you were, let's say, you might be somebody who holds a grudge or who seeks revenge in some way. Forgiveness is really more about you. You hear that everywhere, right? Forgiveness is about the person who's forgiving. It's not so much about the person that's receiving the forgiveness. That doesn't necessarily mean that you have to let somebody back into your life and back into your orbit, but that does mean that you're releasing that that ugly feeling of, I don't want to use the word hate, but of despair, dislike, detest, unfairness. It's really, to me right now, I'm seeing a vision of like a need to detach and forgive the past so that we can move forward and allow what's coming to come to us. Because if we are holding on to too much resentment from the past, that can very often block the energies that are meant to come your way. So that's what I'm gathering from there. It's a very strong message that's coming through to me. Let's see what we got here. So we've got a detour. Okay, so course disruption. Priorities might be on a different path. Some sort of setback or an external force. Rethink and adjust. Followed by the owl, which is sees through facades, which Scorpios very much do. Wise, aware, observant. Secret is lifted. Insights, know what's going on, explore the unknown. Followed by dominoes, number 13 here. Strategic planning, precise, gaining of movements, set into motion, cause and effect, progress, execution, chain reactions, lineup, butterfly effect. I'll clarify all these in a moment. I'm gonna get two more for you, Scorpio. Please, two more cards for Scorpio. Current energies, what do we need to know about their situation in love? All right, bottom of the deck, we have the hornet's nest. All right, so some sort of a past sting, right? So some sort of like past energy that is still, the wound is not yet totally healed. So for the sake of the final two cards that we had here, let's just go ahead and explain what they are. We have coffin. So that talks about, it can be discouraged. It can talk about something that's been overdone, endings, something that feels dull now, a breakup. And then we have a letter, writing, communication. It can be an email, it can be a text message, it can be a note, a handwritten letter, something about documentation. So we had detour came out first, followed by the owl, followed by a domino effect, followed by the coffin, followed by the final card, which is a letter. So this is just giving me some insight into what is going on in your world right now. Let me take a moment to decipher this with the follow-up. I'm gonna use this deck here. This is what I feel like I need. I need something to clarify. What is detour? What is Scorpio and detour, please? What is Scorpio and detour? It's a combination of two decks here. It's safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. And the highest energy of all, referencing to the energy of love. So a detour in love, a detour in, something rethinking, perhaps a love that you thought just you weren't ready for, thinking maybe being in the energy of like, I really need to focus on my work right now. I need to focus on my business. I need to focus on the endeavors that I'm working on. I don't have time for love. Maybe it's saying that there is a detour in love coming up here in the near future that you should at least be open to or keep in mind. So underneath owl, we have keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type. So I'm seeing here that the owl, which is, getting that bird's eye view. The owl is exploring the unknown. And here it's reminding us that perhaps for you, Scorpio, your typical type isn't who this unexpected detour that's safe to love is. So if you're somebody where this is a physical attributes thing, let's say your type is like tall, blondes with blue eyes and like perfect pearly white teeth, maybe this time you meet somebody who's the opposite of that, who's just whatever the opposite of that description is. And yet when you really open your heart to them and you allow them in, you realize like, yeah, those physical attributes aren't as important to me. It's something about this person's eyes. It's something about the way they make me feel. It's something about the way that I feel so comfortable in conversation with them that makes me feel like even though they're not my usual type, there's serious connection here. There's like a soul bond. There's a karmic tie. There's something that's leading me to think that like this is more than maybe what I thought originally. So to coffin, we have imprisonment. So, okay, let's look at these two cards here. We've got a breakup. We've got dull. We've got endings as what coffin is describing, and then imprisonment is pretty clear on what that is. So what this shows me and depicts to me is a vision of perhaps the past breakup or whoever wronged you in some way in the past is keeping you in a mental prison of sorts, right? So an 8 of Swords energy, which means it's not like, you're really actually imprisoned by this past experience. You're not like locked up in somebody's basement, I hope. But perhaps something that they did to you was so hurtful and has stuck with you for so long. It's reminding you that like, you're not a prisoner to this past situation that didn't work out anymore. You're safe to release that negative energy. You're safe to forgive. That was your card right here talking about forgiveness. So forgiving someone for this, whatever this ending was, and releasing your mind from the imprisonment of feeling those, negative energies and feelings of stagnation and feelings of like, I can't quite let go of whatever that situation was for you. Then we've got domino effect. So strategically planning, precise, gaining momentum, progress, a butterfly effect. Let's see what comes out for clarification for dominoes, please. Thank you. Okay, we've got wealthy man. So if you are a male watching this, I'm getting very much the impression that with the magician and empress energy, you are putting into those dominoes are starting to fall. So all those dominoes that you've been lining up for whatever your vision for yourself was, whether it be in your own business or working for a company, like all of those stepping stones that you laid out, all of that groundwork is finally coming to fruition, and it's going to lead to financial wealth, to more money in some way. Maybe you're already an extremely wealthy man, but that doesn't mean that more can't come in your way. Or perhaps I'm gathering if you are in Empress, not Emperor energy, Scorpio, and you're a female, you've done the work to set up the domino effect of what you're looking for, and the butterfly effect is going to take place, and there's going to be somebody that comes into your future that matches your energy. So wealthy man and wealthy woman don't always necessarily have to do with financial wealth. They can have to do with emotional wealth too. It's somebody that resonates on your frequency, somebody who's deserving of your particular just spiritual or financial status in life is what I'm getting from that. So I've got letter here, confirming letter, finances and career. Well, there's definitely something about finances and career here. At the bottom of the deck, we've got playfulness, which talks about to recapture the romance, allow your inner youthful spirit to shine. And again, balancing on one foot reminds me of somebody who's like, while they're manifesting with magician energy, all of this empress power, they're standing on one foot. They're not really allowing a whole lot of people to come in and help them. They're sort of refusing the input of others in a way. And yet, back to this finances and career here, financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. That's the final card that came out to clarify this letter spread here. So it's again telling me that maybe you're focusing so much on some sort of financial endeavor, or you're putting so much of your energy into your work because that is such a great distraction and has been for you for a really long time from whatever this ending that happened that's felt like an imprisonment in your mind. So a lot of the times when we go through really harsh breakups, what we do is we find something, be it the gym, be it work, be it friendships, be it partying, whether it's positive or negative thing to pour our energy into. As humans, we don't feel comfortable in that sort of space of stagnation. So we will find things to pour our energy into that perhaps this is a reminder to us that like, maybe don't stick your head in the sand so much in your work that you're like missing out on opportunities for love, because there's something about your finances that is hindering your love life in the current moment. And then with this like letter, memo, documentation, mail, communication, whatever, maybe it's encouraging you to be the one to reach out and share your feelings with that person that you've had on your mind, that maybe you've been scared to reach out to. I have to turn that off because I'm sure that that is making a lot of noise. I'll be right back, Scorpio. Let me just turn off that ice machine. Okay, I'm back, Scorpio. Sorry, I really had to turn off that ice machine because it was driving me crazy. So what I was saying was that I think there might be something in your financial, in your career right now that is, whether it is your finances, whether it is your career that you're so gung-ho about, or like I said, when there is a, ending to a serious relationship or something that has really wounded you in some way. It doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic. It can be a platonic relationship. It can be a previous work endeavor that somehow really screwed you over in some way. That there is some feeling here of like, you need to open up. The universe is saying like, open up, move past that, go ahead and forgive that situation, whatever it is, because there's something really good for you on the other side of that forgiveness. So let's move on to the tarot now and just get a better understanding of what your past, present, and incoming energies are, which will help us re-clarify everything that's already here. Let's do 2 more shuffles really quick. And 1 more. This is one of my favorite decks, and you're the first one that I get to use it with on my channel. So let's start here with the previous energies that we had. We have the 10 of Cups, we have the 2 of Pentacles, and we have the 10 of Swords. So we've got 10 of Cups, 2 of Pentacles, 10 of Swords. Okay, so that talks about, something in the recent past here you thought was the 10 of Cups. It very much was this feeling of like, the house, the dog, the sunsets, the vacations, the everything I thought it was going to be. 2 of Pentacles, I had to make a choice, and ultimately that choice led me to, that one's not it. It led me to this feeling of the coffin, which is essentially like the death card in tarot, which requires a rebirth, but something about stagnation and this feeling of imprisonment. Why is that going on in this previous energy for Scorpio here? Why did the 10 of Cups to the 10 of Swords to the 2 of Pentacles happen in this previous energy here? Let's see. We have the 3 of Pentacles, we have the 2 of Cups, and we have the King of Wands. Okay, so in the recent past here, here's the 3 cards that we have just so you can see them. There may have been a work situation or a love situationship where, again, you thought that it was the 10 of Cups due to thinking that it was the 2 of Cups, right? The 10 of Cups, 2 of Cups. The 2 of Cups talks about partnerships and soulmates, thinking that this was your person, envisioning this future with them, thinking everything was going to be aligned, and then yet either this person came in with King of Wands energy, which is a very like, some people call him the Burger King. It's like he's got to have it his way. He can be a very sort of authoritative king. He knows exactly how he wants it, when he wants it, and he doesn't leave a lot of room for wiggle room, right? A lot of room to open up in that relationship and share what his true feelings are. It could be that that's the energy of the person that you were dealing with, and that's why ultimately it ended in this 10 of Swords energy, where you felt like you had to make a decision to keep on dealing with this person or letting it go. And ultimately what I'm seeing here is that in some capacity, you let some aspect of that relationship go. Let's look at what's going on in the current energy for you right now. We've got the 3 of Cups. We've got the 10 of Wands, and we've got the 9 of Cups. So in the current energy right now, I see you actually allowing yourself to move forward in this, okay, I'm going to, put myself back out there. I'm going to start allowing myself to consider relationship again, all while holding on to my independence, traveling, enjoying the luxuries of life, enjoying the fruits of my labor, because clearly there's a lot of things going on here with your finances improving, but I am definitely finding it difficult. I feel like it's burdensome and hard. It's not as easy as I thought it would be, and it's not as easy as I had hoped it would be to put myself back out there. Queen of Cups coming out from the 9 of Cups, Strength coming out to the 3 of Cups, and 8 of Cups coming out to the 10 of Wands. So what this talks about is perhaps you're dealing with a Cancer, Pisces, or a fellow Scorpio sign, or that's you, who's in this I'm single as a Pringle kind of energy and I'm enjoying it. I am willing to put myself back out there and start meeting people again and having fun and having opening up to the concept of relationships. But I am still, holding back that energy. I'm not ready to give my full Ace of Cups to anybody yet because, again, it's very clear here in the reading that something in the recent past that ended in a negative situation or that just made you feel like you're just not ready for love yet makes you sort of remember that it's burdensome and it's hard, right? When things don't work out, that 8 of Cups energy is very much what it depicts on this card. It's somebody who thought that they had found that 10 of Cups, which you had over here in that recent past, but in the current energy turns out to be the 8 of Cups. You've got somebody walking away towards what? They're walking towards their 9 of Cups. So that's a really good sign. They're walking towards the right direction. However, in truth, they do still find it a little hard to do so. So let's look at what's coming up in the current recent coming energies for you. I've got the Star, which talks about healing. The Two of Wands, which talks about a choice. The Nine of Pentacles, so there's some synchronicity there with the Nine of Cups being the 5D energy, and then the Nine of Pentacles being the earth energy for it. We've got the Star, which talks about healing, and we've got the Two of Wands, right, which talks about choice. So let's see, in the coming near future energy, what is the Star? Five of Wands. So that makes sense, right? Here's what the Star means. The Star really talks about one of a few things. It can talk about your hopes and wishes coming true. It can talk about healing. I'm getting very much it's talking about healing because it came out to clarify the Five of Wands. Five of Wands can talk about disputes on the earthly plane with people. So when it's Five of Swords, it's like up in your head disputes. It's like, oh, am I good enough for this? Is this person going to hurt me again? It's like very mental. Five of Wands is an actual sort of confrontation with somebody. So somebody in the coming energy, as a result of this ending that recently happened, may try to come back and have not necessarily an argument, but may try to have a confrontation or a serious conversation that feels a little heavy, trying to heal that energy. So trying to, what one might call reconciliate. And you're gonna have a choice between taking that option or holding on to this single as a Pringle energy that you've got going on here. Clarifying the Two of Wands, what do we have? Okay, we've got Page of Swords, which talks about sort of studying, making sure that you are really tuning into who that person is and whether or not you want to take that option back. Nine of Pentacles, clarified by the Eight of Swords, tells me that you're still in that energy of, it's a little, I don't think I want that. I don't think that this person, if it is somebody who's coming to reconcile, is the person that you are going to be ready to give up. That's that single, lifestyle, that having fun and traveling and just starting to open yourself up to people. I don't see that this person that's coming in the near future is necessarily like it's immediately going to click that that's the one. That doesn't, however, mean that it's not, going back to this, a detour moment for you, that it's safe for you to love, remembering that, it might not be your usual type. And maybe that's why, if it's not a reconciliation, you might pass up on this person had you not received this message, to remember to keep yourself open to options that might not typically seem like somebody that you would be going after. So let's see what you don't see coming. At the bottom of the deck is the Page of Pentacles, and your challenge is the King of Pentacles. Okay, so this is, again, really aligned here. So, and what you don't see coming, Page of Pentacles, right? So what you don't see coming is communication coming your way, people being interested, people wanting to have fun with you, perhaps you wanting to have more fun and opening up a little bit more and sort of detaching from all work and no play lifestyle. And the challenge is King of Pentacles. So this is giving me some duality here, because the Page of Pentacles is very like, oh, it's young, fresh, new energy. King of Pentacles is a very serious king. He's like a very financially stable king. He's the wealthiest king in the deck. And he's a very nurturing and loving king, but it's like the challenge is, who do you want to, whether that's King or Queen of Pentacles, who do you want to give that uber nurturing energy to? As a Scorpio, you can be incredibly nurturing and incredibly giving and generous. And perhaps in this past situation, you felt like your generosity was taken for granted. And so in this current situation, you want to focus that more on yourself right now. But again, there's a reminder here that you don't want to be imprisoned, for the foreseeable future based off of some past event that happened. Let's get you some advice, please. Okay, so Ace of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, Two of Swords, Ace of Swords, Seven of Cups. Okay, so, and here you go with the Empress again at the bottom of the deck. This Empress card is really, really pretty. Okay, so what I'm gathering here for advice for you is, it's okay to have that passionate new beginning. It's safe to have that passionate new beginning. Should you really contemplate and consider the people that you're willing to have that with? Absolutely. It's not saying that like you just go around an Ace of Wands all willy-nilly, like think everybody deserves to be in your energy. There's a choice you're gonna have to make, or there's multiple choices that you can choose. So in this Ace of Swords energy with the Two of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, it's saying that, yes, it is safe to put yourself out there and to really think wisely, contemplate seriously who's worth your investment, who's worth that Seven of Pentacles energy. You can see the Seven of Pentacles there. He's really contemplating like his next move, his next choice. Two of Swords, again, referring to options. Ace of Swords, the advice is have a very open, honest conversation with yourself, if not with somebody else, because there can be some confusion, right, about what direction to go in. But the truth is that you've got the answers within you already. So I don't see this so much as a conversation with somebody else as I see it a very mental, internal conversation with yourself to clarify the confusion that you have about whether or not you're ready or whether or not the person who is presented to you is, somebody that is worthy of that time and that challenge of, again, like who's worthy of my time, my nurturing, my generosity, King of Pentacles energy. So this is the advice that I have for you, Scorpio. It seems to me like, again, there was a recent situation here that ended. Again, at the bottom of the deck, we had that Empress energy. So you're very much in a builder mindset right now. Emperor, Empress, it came out twice as Empress. It's just double confirmation that, the cards that we had here very much are in alignment with what's going on or coming through in this reading for you right now. There's something, again, about forgiveness, accepting help from others, maybe reaching out to friends if you feel like you've been in isolation for a little while, but great blessings coming your way. And I believe that this situation is just the precipice of you really putting yourself back out there and finding yourself in alignment with somebody who is going to be, again, an equal for you. Because the Emperor and the Empress, they do not mess around with anybody who is not on their frequency, on their level playing field. Let's just take out a couple of cards to see who you might be dealing with. If your card person doesn't pop up here, it doesn't mean it's not your reading. This is just like double confirmation for you to see what we have coming out. So you could be dealing with a Cancer. This past person that you were dealing with may have been a Cancer, or the current person you're dealing with. Somebody in Cancer energy is still very much in your energy. And Scorpios and Cancers tend to find each other a lot. And depending on the moon sign, depending on what else is going on in their charts, they can either be super compatible or really not so wonderfully compatible. So the next one to pop out was Capricorn energy. And Capricorns are known for being extremely hard workers. Like they can fall in love, but a Capricorn, which might be your moon, your sun, your rising, I have a feeling that somebody that I'm channeling in the Scorpio energy has strong Capricorn placement in you, or the person you're dealing with has Capricorn energy. But if it's you, it's another confirmation that like you have put work in front of so many other relationships for a while. Work has been the priority because it felt the safest for a long time. It's a reminder that perhaps it's okay to put that hard work, that serious, organized energy, structure, responsibility aside for a little bit to refocus on this, allowing other people's energy to come around you, allowing a Queen of Cups, which is the most love you can pull from the tarot outside of the Ace of Cups, while still maintaining this open mindset and focusing on yourself. So I'm not saying it's telling you that your dream person is right here, right now. It's just saying keep your options open. Work is going to be there. It's great. Work is manifesting. The domino effect for work is happening no matter what. You've manifested something amazing for yourself financially, and you've already laid down those roadblocks. And right now it's saying, okay, you've done that. Great job. But is that totally fulfilling you? Or do you feel like you need love in your life? Virgo came out next. Perhaps as it's coming towards the other half of this spread, I'm going to grab one more. The person on its way out is a Cancer or a Capricorn. Those are the energies that we need to release. And the energies that we need to explore more of are Sagittarius and Virgo energy. Sagittarius is an explorer. Sagittarius loves to travel. Sagittarius can't sit still. Sagittarius wants to see the world. Virgo happens to be another sign very much like Cancer that is very compatible with you, Scorpio. They're compatible with you in very different ways. I mean, Cancer is a fellow water sign, but Virgo is an earth sign that can tend to ground you, that can tend to go into those deep dive ocean depths of Scorpio energy with you, and yet still come out and breathe for water and still play on your playing field. Whereas sometimes Cancer and Scorpio together get lost down in that ocean. And the last one to come out with is another water sign, Pisces. So that could be the sun, moon, or rising of the person that the advice is for you to go towards. And again, Capricorn at the bottom of the deck. So again, invigorating that idea that you work very hard, but do you play? You need some play in your life, Scorpio. That's what I'm gathering here. You need to release whatever hurt you in the past. It's time to forgive and move forward. It's time to let yourself play again. It's time to put yourself first for now, and to allow people who aren't your usual type to come into your world, because you're manifesting all these wonderful things financially, but are you taking the time to also think about who that person that is worthy of being in your energy, who that person is, what they look like. So this is what I have for you, Scorpio. I hope that you got something out of this reading. Please do give it a like. You can share the video if it's not something that's totally resonating with you, but perhaps somebody that it's going to resonate with them. You could share it, or you could leave a comment down below to let me know just what you think. If you like the cards, if you like my style of reading, if you have any advice for me. This is a new channel, and again, I'm trying to start a community here. So I hope that I helped you in some way and that this reading resonated with you in some capacity. Thanks again for spending some time with me today. I appreciate you, Scorpio, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.